What if there was a third world war? What would it look like? What could cause it? Where might it begin? Would it last for weeks, months, or even years? In a world filled with nuclear weapons, cyber attacks, artificial intelligence, and powerful military alliances. If you've ever asked yourself these questions, then you're in the right video. Here's something most people don't realize. We like to think of World War as something that starts suddenly. It doesn't. It accumulates. Right now in 2026, there isn't one war that could spiral. There are several, running at the same time, each one a lit fuse sitting near a different powder keg. In Eastern Europe, Russia and Ukraine remain locked in the largest land war in Europe since 1945. A conflict that has already pulled in NATO weapons, North Korean troops, and Iranian drones, blurring the line between a regional war and a global one. In the Middle East, the Israel-Palestine conflict continues to draw in, while Iran and the United States circle each other in a decades-long standoff over nuclear capability, proxy attacks, and shipping lanes in the Strait of Hormuz, one of the most vital oil corridors on Earth. In South Asia, India, and Pakistan, two nuclear-armed neighbors with a 70-year rivalry periodically trade fire across the Kashmir border, a flashpoint that has already brought both nations to the edge of open war multiple times since 1998. And in the Pacific, tension simmers over Taiwan as China's military expands and the United States reaffirms its commitments to the region. None of these wars is by itself World War III, but historians will tell you something chilling. Neither was the assassination of one archduke in Sarajevo in 1914. That single bullet triggered a chain of alliances that dragged 20 countries into a war that killed 17 million people. So the real question isn't which war becomes World War III, it's what happens if two of these fires touch each other. Imagine a limited strike, say an accidental hit on a foreign vessel in the Strait of Hormuz, or a stray missile that lands inside NATO territory from a neighboring conflict. It happened before. In 2022, a missile landed in Poland, a NATO member, during the Russia-Ukraine war. For a few tense hours, the world held its breath, waiting to see if Article 5, NATO's Mutual Defense Clause, would be triggered. It wasn't. Investigators determined it was likely a stray air defense missile, not a deliberate attack. But what if next time the evidence is ambiguous? From there, alliance structures do what they're built to do. They pull others in. NATO's collective defense clause could draw in over 30 countries. Russia's mutual defense arrangements with allies like Belarus and North Korea could do the same on the other side. A crisis in the Middle East could pull in the US, Iran, and Gulf states simultaneously with a flashpoint in Asia. This is how a regional war becomes a world war. Not through one big decision, but through a cascade of smaller ones. If a conflict at this scale actually broke out, here's what economists and defense analysts project in the first weeks. Oil prices could double or triple overnight, since a huge share of the world's crude passes through the Strait of Hormuz alone. Global shipping, which carries about 80% of world trade, would reroute or halt in contested waters, causing shortages within days, not months. Semiconductor supply, over 60% of which is manufactured in Taiwan, would freeze, stalling everything from phones to cars to hospital equipment. And this is before a single missile crosses into a major city. Historically, this is exactly what happened in miniature during the early days of COVID and again during the 2022 energy crisis in Europe. Except this time, multiplied across every front at once. The scariest part of a modern world war isn't Hollywood's version of tanks in the street. It's the quiet part. Empty shelves, grounded flights, a banking system that stops trusting itself. Food prices surge. Millions lose their jobs. Shipping insurance becomes too expensive. Many companies stop international deliveries altogether. Countries begin rationing fuel and essential supplies. Tourism disappears almost overnight. The aviation industry nearly stops. Even if your country never fires a single shot, you would still feel the consequences. Inflation, higher electricity bills, long lines for essential goods. In today's global economy, no one is truly isolated. Whenever people hear World War III, they immediately think about nuclear weapons. Today, several countries possess nuclear arsenals, powerful enough to destroy entire cities. Fortunately, every nuclear power understands one terrifying reality. If one launches, others may respond. This concept is known as mutually assured destruction. The consequences would be catastrophic for everyone involved. Because of this, many military experts believe leaders would try everything possible to avoid a full-scale nuclear exchange. However, the risk doesn't have to be intentional. A computer error could create enormous pressure to respond within minutes. Tell us what you think of World War III and comment below.